It had always been neck and neck, but 2.5 years ago, my cost of living finally outpaced my salary. That meant I'd either have to move somewhere cheaper, which I didn't really want to do because moving sucks, and despite the small kitchen and crap water heater, I like where I live. Or I would have to pick up even more freelance work, a time commitment which would force me to scale back my video production even further, something else I didn't want to do. So, I started a Patreon. Now, I'm a relative unknown on YouTube, so I knew it was rather unlikely that I'd make enough to offset my cost of living increase, but hey, worth a shot. I even set up additional earnings goals that would allow me to give up freelance work entirely and produce even more videos. Unfortunately, while I have enjoyed the generous financial support of several lovely patrons over the past couple of years, it was never enough to make up the difference of things like the substantial rent increase that hit me in 2017. So, I dove headfirst into furthering my career, climbing the corporate ladder, taking on new responsibilities, and it started to pay off. This summer I was promoted and given a raise, and while I'm still not where I need to be financially, I'm definitely heading in the right direction. Sadly, my new role is both exhausting and time-consuming, which means that even if I started pulling in $300 a month on Patreon, meeting my highest earnings goal, I simply don't have the time to produce the additional content I'd promised at that funding level. Therefore, after consulting with my patrons, I've removed my Patreon earnings goals. But that does not mean I'm quitting YouTube. No, going forward, rather than use my Patreon earnings to supplement my cost of living, I'll instead invest them into my channel to help make the content I do produce the best it can be. In fact, I have already started. For example, this year's Extra Life Charity Marathon would not have been as awesome as it was without the support of my wonderful patrons. You can find a full itemized list in the comments if you're curious, but I used a good portion of the Patreon monies I've earned over the past couple of years to purchase equipment like an HDMI switcher so that I could seamlessly move from one console to another, props for donation incentives and rewards for donors, and several of the games I played like Ring Fit Adventure, Super Mario Maker 2, and the hilariously ludicrous Gun Gun Pixies. It is truly thanks to the support of my patrons that this year's marathon was as fun and feature-packed as it was. In addition to plussing the annual charity marathon, I'd also like to eventually invest in a better camera and sound solution, as well as new video editing software, including a second monitor, which would help decrease my turnaround time. So, if you enjoy my work and would like to support me on Patreon, that's how I will be using the money. Life may dictate that I'm no longer able to produce as much content as I'd like, as frequently as I'd like, but regardless of monetary support, I will continue to stream my weekly podcast, Molehill Mountain, and produce other videos, including established series like Debut Review and newer concepts I've been experimenting with, like New Game Fuss and Review Haiku. I hope you enjoy watching them as much as I enjoy creating them.